Bumper to bumper, we love them old cars.
Okay, Pete, g'day and welcome to Bumper to Bumper. How you going?
Thanks, Rusty. Good to see you.
We're here at the 40th anniversary of the Mad Max film that's come out.
Yeah.
You've got your beautiful Interceptor here, mate. Tell me a little bit about your Interceptor.
Well, I built it 3 years ago.
Yes.
It's been a work in progress for 10 years, so it's been quite a while. We've been collecting parts. I've been getting birthday presents and all sorts of things to try and build the car. And then 3 years ago, finally had the thing all built. And it's what you see today, all done.
All right, now, when you've got to buy parts for an Interceptor, what do you got to get?
Yeah, well, that's the real problem. Like, unfortunately, we have the web now, and we can get stuff from America and China and Canada and all over the place. So that's what I had to do. I got the blower from Texas. A fellow in Texas found an old blower that he had in his shed when he was into hot rodding back in the day, and I bought that from him, and he kindly pulled it apart and posted bit by bit to me.
Oh, yeah. That's nice of him.
Yeah, so that was good. And the body kit you can get here in Australia, so we could get that here. And then I got the wheels from a guy in Queensland that was doing a build.
Yes.
So just all over the place trying to collect bits and pieces. But you can't go to your normal shop and say, I want this Mad Max part. That's not on
now,
the
interesting question. Maybe Ford should be bringing out a Mad Max car.
Oh, I think they should.
Yeah, I reckon they'd sell a few.
That's right, yeah.
Now, what was the car condition of the body when you first got it 10 years ago?
Yeah, so when I bought this car, it was had all the common rust of an XB coupe.
Yes.
Needed the sills being done, stuff around the rear window, which is common for them to rust out. And when I bought the car, it actually had a tree growing out of the bonnet, and I got it quite cheap, really.
Yes.
And then
What, the tree or the car?
Yeah. And so I washed it, cleaned it all up. And the fellow didn't know much about it. It was a V8, originally a V8 302.
Yeah.
And he didn't think it was an original number car. And once I cleaned it all up, I found it was an original number car. All the floors were good.
Yep.
Most things were good. All the firewall was good. So it wasn't a bad car.
Okay.
By the time we got into it and cleaned all the muck off it, so I was really lucky there.
And you got an apple tree to go.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's
All
right.
right, so that's good. What does a Mad Max Interceptor car have in it?
So I had to transform this from a standard 302 automatic XB coupe
Yes.
to a GT 351 with a top loader and a 9-inch diff, so it could be movie correct.
Right.
Yeah, so we had all the specs are pretty readily available of what the Mad Max car was.
Yeah.
And then the rest of it, you've really got to watch the movie. So I had a big TV screen in my shed.
Yep.
And I'd be looking at different parts of the car, and yes, I need to do this and that, and make it according to the different clips of it in the film.
All right, now, how do you go about doing the interior and the boot for the car itself? Because obviously there's some intricate things inside the car.
Yeah, that's right. So the basic interior is a GT, XB GT interior.
Yeah.
But then there's the flashing police light, there's the police siren that's in the car.
Yep.
There's the lever that you lift up to turn the blower on that they had in the movie, and all those things. So they're all the added things. And the hard thing is trying to mould on the scoop on the roof and on the boot, because they're not a standard thing, so they've got to be fiberglassed in to make it look like it's a part of the car. So that was probably the biggest job, doing that sort of stuff. The outside's the hardest thing, not the inside.
Right. Now, a question some of the viewers might ask is the original Interceptor or Interceptors, or how many were made for the movie, are any still there?
Yeah, so that's a common question, Rusty, that lots of people ask, and there's the top 10 Mad Max questions that people always ask me, and that's one of them. So the original Mad Max 1 car no longer exists.
Yep.
So that was resold, and then it was purchased again and made into a Mad Max 2 car, ended up to a Museum Lloyd of London Museum, and apparently now it's in America. A private owner has it.
You're kidding.
But that's a Mad Max 2 car that doesn't have the boot and has the tanks in the back.
Yep.
So the Mad Max car, you won't see the original car, and what you're seeing today is the closest thing you could get to seeing a Mad Max 1 car.
All right, well done, Pete. Your passion is unbelievable. So speaking about that, what got you into replicating an Interceptor? Obviously you love the movie.
Yeah, so I love the movie. Well, so I was watching Mad Max, and I was thinking, as a kid with no prospects, no hope in life, I'd love to build that car. Look at that car. Just fell in love with that car, and then I got to the age and had the experience to be able to do it, and it was one of those itches, as I'm sure many of your viewers know.
Yep, you got to scratch.
You got to scratch it and do it, and mine was a Mad Max 1 Interceptor.
All right, so you've had the car on the road for how long, sorry?
So I've had it on the road for 3 years now, yeah.
All right, and what's the atmosphere you get from people coming up to talk about the car?
Oh, people love the car, Rusty. So many people connect with the Mad Max movies. It's amazing, and they're so grateful that you brought the car, and they can see it in real life and see the siren going and all those different things. So it really makes people happy. So it's a great classic car to own.
It is an iconic film, and that's why so many people love it. And it's not just young and old, but it's international as well. Yeah. So on that note, I'm going to say, mate, thank you very much for being on Bumper to Bubba.
Thanks,
Great to
Rusty.
see you bring up your car. Beautiful car. Wish I had one. And enjoy your weekend here at the iconic Maryborough for the 40th anniversary of Mad Max.